Okay, so let's look at that warm up everybody. So we got two numbers. Okay. So we got 35 and 1700s and 35 and 9 tenths. Those are two numbers we got. So 35 and 1700s and 35 and 9 tenths are the two numbers we got. So the first thing we're gonna do is compare these numbers to see which one is larger. So who has an idea of which number is bigger, the 35 and 1700 or the 35 and 9 tenths? Okay, which one you think?
35.7.
We're not saying point. How do we say it? Okay, somebody else. Okay, come on. In front.
Oh, 35 and 9
Okay, 35 and 9 what?
tenths.
Okay, you think that's the larger number?
Yes, ma'am.
And raise your hand if you agree that 35 and 9 tenths the large number. Okay, put your hand down. Raise your hand if you think 35 and 1700 is a larger number. Okay, put your hand down. Unfortunately, the 35 and the 9 tenths is the larger number. Remember I told y'all looking at the fact that it got 17 right here, that say 9. But you can't go by that. That's not how you look at this. Remember I told you, once you look at your whole number, both of my whole numbers are the same. This one 35 and this one 35. My whole numbers are the same. Then you have to look at place value after that. So if I look at this tenths place, what's in this tenths place? What's in that tenths place? Which one bigger? That means this number is larger. Now, how many digits does my top number have? How many digits? Count them. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many digits does bottom number have? 1, 2, 3. What can I add to make this one have the same amount of digits as my top one? That's what you think. Come on. Right here. Now look at my two numbers. Now I say 35 and 1700, 35 and 90 Can you see now which one bigger? So you got a couple of ways you can do it. You can look at it on place value, or you can make sure the numbers have the same amount of digits. After the decimal, you can add as many zeros as you want. At the end, they're called trailing zeros. People who are thinking about being a doctor or a nurse, you'll see trailing zeros. We normally don't write trailing zeros, okay? And one of the reasons I'm giving y'all this quick story that I'm gonna be done, they may tell you, okay, take the doctor, the medicine might say, okay, take that much Tylenol right there. Now, if you wrote it like this, that look a little different right there. Okay, that look a little different. Because if you ain't paying attention to that decimal right there or something, that might say, well, 0.5 or 5 tenths means half of a Tylenol. So man, they tell you take a Tylenol, half means just cut it in half and you just eat that part up there, right? That's what that means. But if you look at that number, you might mean, if you don't pay attention to that decimal, you might think that means 50. Now what's gonna happen if you take 50 Tylenol? What y'all think gonna happen? If you overdose, it might die. So in the medical field, they don't do trailing zeros, okay? Those zeros are already in, they take them out. So that's what we call them trailing zeros. In math, we call them trailing zeros too. I call them trailing zeros because we see that in the medical field. So this is my larger number right here. Okay, now let's model that number. Okay, we're gonna model it right in the standard form. So standard form is gonna be 35 and 9 tenths. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm gonna do the first one. 35 and 1700, I'm gonna do the first one. If I do expand it, it's gonna be 10, 3 10s, 5 1s.
This one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now, wait a minute, let me get my stuff together. I wanna do expand it, then I'll model the lane. Thank you. Expand it. 30 plus 5 plus 1/10 plus 700. That's expanded, right? Word would be 35. Make sure you have and. 1700. Make sure that TH is at the end. Now if I model it, my one is a little bit different. Because you're gonna write 35. We know we're gonna have 3 10s, 5 1s. Make sure your 1s are little. 1700. I mean, I need a hundredths block. If I'm shading 17, what's 17 gonna look like, somebody? Just call it out. What's 17 gonna look like in that 100 block? What it's gonna look like? How much I'm gonna shade in?
110.
110, 7 1s, and how many blanks?
3.
That's right. That's how my model gonna look. So on your test next week, you will have, I will give you one like that, and I probably already had that hundreds grid on there. If you see me having a hundreds little grid on there, should that make you think that you're gonna be shading in something in that hundreds grid if you see one on the test? More than likely, yeah. All right, that's our warm up.